Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 4 of Beginning Textiles. My backdrop today, I have Angora rabbits. Typically, they're sheared at this point where their fur is about 2.5 to 5 inches in length. So this chapter, we're going to talk all about natural protein fibers. Now, protein fibers come from animal fur or also silk from the silkworm. So let me go ahead and share my screen and we will do a little rundown of what we have on our plate this week. So this week in our textile assembly assignment, we are going to submit pages 10 through 19. And this will be worth 10 points for a number for about 10 pages of assembling your textile kit. Next, we're going to read all about in chapter 5, the natural protein fibers that come from, animal fur or hair. Don't forget, there's also the PowerPoint lectures that you can check out. And then you'll take your quiz on chapter 5. So let me go ahead and show you this. This is where our lecture is, our YouTube lecture is located. And the one previous to that is our slideshow presentation. So if you prefer reading the slide presentation, you can do that. Or if you want to listen to the YouTube video, that's fine too. Once you have studied and read the chapter, go ahead and take the chapter quiz on animal protein, natural protein fibers. And this is worth 10 points. We talk a little bit about citing correctly. I know I had a few questions of what information is needed to cite the images that you use for your projects and assignments. So here's a little example of what I'm looking for. Go ahead and read that so you know that you're citing correctly. We do have our presentations due this week, which we will also be peer reviewing. So last week we had a slide presentation due on natural cellulosic fibers. So this week you all will be assigned 3 of your classmates to peer review their projects. Now, when you come to the natural cellulosic fiber presentation assignment, up here to the right, you'll see a little peer review button. And I am going to assign to you, actually Canvas is going to automatically do it, assign to you tomorrow your classmates that you are to peer review. So you will find that in the assignment page on the right-hand corner where it says peer review. For this week's slide presentation, it's all about protein fiber. So you are to select a type of specialty protein fiber, and you can select a specialty wool, but as far as regular sheep wool that your book focuses on, skip that. Since our book covers that, I'd like you to pick something different. If you would like to Google search natural protein fibers, that's also another option. But for this specifically, go ahead and pick any type of specialty wool that you may find, including Angora wool, or Angora rabbit, I should say. So no reports will be accepted for regular merino wool or silk. Wild silk will be accepted. So go ahead and do, after your reading, you can decide what kinds of fur you would like to discuss in this PowerPoint presentation. Same as last week, you're going to pick and identify a type of fiber. So go ahead and choose one for your first slide. Next, you're going to give us a brief description on the harvesting and the process of the fiber. Do they shear the animal or how they cultivate that? The next slide will discuss the actual fiber properties. Tell us what the hand and feel is like. Is it a warm hand? Does it keep its structure? So go ahead and describe all of the properties for that fiber. The next slide will be the end uses. Tell us and show us with images what type of end uses that type of fiber is used for. The next slide is all about environmental concerns. Is there a concern about processing this fiber or even cultivating it? Sixth slide can be a variation of images that show the illustration of the fiber. It can be a microscopic image of the properties of the fiber and the end uses. Lastly, the last slide should be a citation of all of the images and websites you found for your project. So don't forget to cite that on the last slide. And then your peer review will also be part of the grade. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see the breakdown of points, 3 points for each slide, and then you'll have an additional 3 points for the peer reviews that you will do. Again, I also offer an extra credit for this assignment if you would like to present your project in a audio form, and that can be a video or audio, that's totally fine, for an extra 4 points. So the maximum number of points is 21. With extra credit, add an extra 4 points. Okay, so this will be due next week. Don't forget to check back tomorrow for your assigned peer reviews from last week's assignment, natural cellulosic fibers. So that is what we have on our plate for this week, week 4. And I think we have one more discussion left to chat about once this loads here. Yes, so we do have a lab to do and chat about under felting and shrinkage lab. So go ahead and watch the YouTube video on the description of how to create this felting exercise, also found in your textile lab bundle. I also have a materials list below. If you do not have a kit yet, or still waiting for it, you can do this without that kit. It will require a few supplies. Wool roving, some type of flexible mat or bubble wrap works really well. A wooden dowel, rubber bands, a small bowl, some white chiffon fabric, a sponge, and some soap. So those are some supplies that you can find if you do not have your kit yet. And then the instructions on how to do that. So this is all about how to create felt fabric and how to calculate shrinkage of that felt swatch that you're going to create. Now, all in all, a full 15 points for this assignment, 5 points for the actual felting sample, 5 points for the shrinkage calculation, and 5 points for submitting an image of your process. So don't forget to watch the YouTube video on this assignment. And that's the last thing that I have for you on this week 4. If you have any questions, you can always send me a message through Canvas, and I will see you next week.